Welcome, welcome. Those of you coming in came over from the Talk of Tick because I did like a. I'm about to go live and do this, and you already know that we're doing car conversations over there, and we do car conversations with you. But I had to come on here because this hit me via some emails that I was looking at, and I haven't gotten out the car from my previous video in which I was telling you all that I went and got my whole visa thing done and sharing visa things with you. So you see me in this outfit in another video. Now you know. So I see you in the video. True peace. Now you know why. So we're sitting in the car conversations. Peace, y'all. Good to see the infinite symbol. Look, I can see it all now. Okay. And we're gonna talk about this thing real fast. And if Jax comes in here and she's like, "You did a whole thing without me," my bad. I do have Vivian in here, so that's very helpful. Hi, Vivian, because I know that you can, help me out if need be. Peace, y'all. All right, so twice in one day. Let's get what I want to talk about and why I jumped on Talk of Tick first and then came this way. So peace to all y'all coming in. And I hope not to keep you here long. And again, car conversations with EL typically happens on Talk of Tick when I go somewhere, I'm doing something or I have something moving on. But yeah, many, I know, right? But right now, it's like, man. So let me just jump into it. In this title, I have it right now before I go back and edit it again. It talks about worshiping Orishas. So let me talk about that word worshiping. And let me talk about why I'm talking about this now. Because more often than not, I get a message that references a divination or who somebody had a dream about, a different Arumule or Orisha they had a dream about, and how it is. And if you don't know what an Arumule and Orisha is, please go watch my Ifa playlist and or the spirituality playlist, and it will all come together for you. But what's very important about this topic is people are going about this the wrong way, and y'all have heard me say this before in the ancestor video, etc., etc. Peace, all of y'all. Peace. And please like this thing so that more people can find it. There are like 19 of y'all in here now. There should be 19 thumbs up. And whoever's being nosy and scrolling by, that's all I gotta say. All right, so let's go. When you get your divination or when you have a dream and you feel like you're feeling closer to an energy and all of these things, all of the orishas and arumules, and they're different and some are the same, and I explained this. Just because that happens for you and you feel this calling or you just like the story behind one that you see on the Google, and you know how I tell y'all about the Google. I mean, it gives you a pretty good idea, but the Google isn't it all the time. Or you're like, I feel like I have this energy with me, etc., etc. Y'all have to stop rushing to worship the energy. It's like, let me tell you what it feels like to me in my spirit when that happens. I talk to you all and I have beaten the horse all the way into the ground. By this point, he has now changed and become a mule, okay? Beat to the ground. This concept where I talk about the ancestors, so much so that I say I'm not going to talk about them again. But I think some people are still missing the point. I don't care what shows up in your divination, who shows up in your divination. I don't care who you dream about and how often you dream about them. What you are still missing is at this point in time, unless you receive them as an energy in your home, you will always need to start with your ancestors. It's almost like you decided one day that you're going to wake up and you weren't going to be, or you didn't like, this is how it feels to me, like you don't like who you are. Does that make sense? Like you don't like who you are. You don't think that you are special enough, that your ancestry is special enough, that you don't think that's special. You that thing hurts my heart. You don't think that your lineage and your bloodline is so special enough that it is worthy to be venerated. And then you'll say, but you're asking your ancestors for this help and everything. and you're like, I'm asking them such and such such, but psh, these energies got the power. This Orisha has such and such. This is cool, so and so and so. Your ancestors did some cool shit, whether you know them or not. But it's almost like you're stepping outside of yourself. Like it's not good enough for you that you are good enough because you're here. You made the decision to come to this world and live a life, whether it be challenging or not, but to grow your soul through the lessons that you have here. Peace, Jacks. I knew you'd get here and see it eventually. You made that decision. You don't even have to know their names, but they survived a whole bunch of shit for you to come here. You picked how you would look, feel, etc. And I know people think that that's crazy. I shared something like that on the Talk of Tick. I reshared it this morning of a woman speaking about that exact thing. You may not think so, but you picked how you were going to look, who your parents were going to be, even if your parents are straight behind holes. You picked that because you knew your Ori knew what your soul goal was to be, what you need to have done in this lifetime in order to elevate, to become higher than what you are. But the fact that you want to skip that when you get something or you have a dream or you feel something and you're like, I feel like I am Oshun, I have Oshun energy, I have such and such and such. Why can't you feel like you got your ancestor energy? And then will get upset with me and say that I'm being curt or short when I say, when you're like, well, these showed up and I have these energies, what can I do to better connect with them? No, boo. What can you do to better connect with your ancestors so that they can help you and assist you to connect with them? Because they're the ones that got you this far in the first place. That blood that runneth through you, your DNA and your cells rewritten, got you to this point. They're the ones that are going to help you excel and get to where you want to be. Will you receive the icon? Totally up to you. It's been up to you already the whole time. I'm just like, you're going to get there. But if you can't respect them and take care of them, what the hell you think you're going to do when you get the energy in your house? When they do all these prayers, do all of this stuff for you, connect your energy with their energy, and you are like, you skipping your ancestors, you still going to have to take care of them. Now you add energy to that. You then have to take care of the energy because everything is balanced. So if you can't even deal with your own ancestors and respect them in that way, when you don't feel good, you tired, and you're like, man, I don't feel like taking care of a bachelor today. No, I know I need to do Yama job, but man, I just don't feel like it. How you think that's going? What balance is that going to help you with? That's going to imbalance your life. Because you didn't know how to respect what you already had. So respect your ancestors and yourself. Your prayers always go Olodumare first, Most High, right? Then your Ori, then your ancestors. You don't ever hear us say Olodumare, the Orishas, the Arumule, maybe your Ori. Then you don't ever hear me say that. The order has always been the same. Notice it starts with the Most High first. Then it goes to your spirit, your energy. Even when I get the questions on how to venerate your Ori, if you don't have a physical representation of the essay put into an object for you, right? We call them icons. If you don't have that, then it's going to be difficult for you because you're like, I don't have this in front of me to do these things. I know that there are traditions. I'll call them traditions to be respectful. I know there are traditions and other practices that do different things that they say you need to do to wash your head. But what's really important is your Ori is you. Just like your ancestors run through you. And I tell you, you can get an icon for ancestors if you want with a little more essay in it, with a little bit more of you can get that. You can get the same thing with your Ori. The reason this is important because what do you do to make yourself feel good? That's how you appease your Ori when you're at home. You don't have the icon of your Ori to do certain things. But what do you like to do? Your Ori is you. Your Ori is you. What do you like? You like to drink a glass of wine? You like to pamper yourself? You want to just veg out and watch TV? You want to chill? Typically, that means you need to take more time for you when something comes up with your Ori. Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. Do things for you. So, when I get the questions about how do I, I see this energy, this energy, this energy. So now what do I do? Can I set up a table for them? Can I so? I've already explained. in the spirituality videos and also in the Ashe videos that I have, or Ifa videos. They're both. I named it both. I already explained that same thing about how you get to those energies. So now I send people to the playlist. And then they're like, I know some are like, well, damn, but I asked the question. But damn, I made a playlist about it. So go watch the playlist. It's going to answer your question. But you said you've been following me and you've watched what I said, so then you would already know what the answer is when it comes to that. Why? Why is it important? Because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to your Ori, your ancestors, you, then everything else. And if you don't respect yourself enough and your ancestors enough to just deal with it, I don't care if you adopted. I don't care if you think your family ain't it. Notice I'm saying that because, I'm not trying to have two of you demonetized and get mad at me and block me from teaching y'all because they'll do that. But I need it to be understood that as long as you take care of home first, I tell you all that Ifa is very much an individual practice. You better yourself, and in bettering yourself, you benefit others. That part of bettering yourself is taking care of your ancestors, taking care of you, your DNA. Do you realize that your DNA through your ancestors has rewritten itself thousands of times before it even got to you? Like, think about that for a second. There's scientific results that are proven that this happens within us. DNA rewrites itself. This is why they talk about trauma passing through your blood and through your family, etc., etc. So if you can realize that that DNA is magical, right, and moves the way that it moves, that it alters your chemistry of your body, then why do you not think that how your mind thinks spiritually can do the same and connect you in ways that you didn't even imagine? And why would you not think to start with you? So, pray to your ancestors. How do you venerate and worship Orishas? Ask your ancestors for some help. I don't have them. I don't know if I want to initiate. I don't know if I want to do these things. But I do know that I'm interested in this energy for some reason. I do know so and so. Do you know how many people go, I think I'm connected to so and so because they had a fantasy dream about an energy, and then come to find out that energy was just used to get them to another energy and it had nothing to do with that one. Then they're all disappointed because here they are setting up tables and it. See? I'm trying. With pictures and candles and all this other stuff having to do with these energies, and it's irrelevant. And now they're upset. Well, I really thought that's who I was told before. You have a team. Your team will change based on your life directive. Your team is just, it's more than you can fathom. There are more energies that exist than the ones that everybody already talks about. There are more energies to know. There's a subset to the subset. All the main ones, they got soldiers, and those soldiers fall under them. And then there's soldiers under them. So it's not just what you know. It's not just that. So step outside of yourself. This is why I say thank you, those known and unknown, because you don't know all of your ancestors. And without them, you wouldn't be here. Your Ori wouldn't have decided to jump in this body and do these things. And then furthermore, this is why I tell you, stop worrying about how do you worship Yameja? How do you worship Obatla? How do you worship? If I hear about Oshun and stuff one more time, I see them in here. How do I do that? And how do you worship your Ori? Because your Ori is you. Stop worrying about that stuff. Just do what you're supposed to do, and everything else will fall in line. I know it sounds like crazy, but this isn't a worshiping practice. Worshiping is totally different than venerating. Okay? This isn't you need to worship with no results. And I'm not trying to be shady or funny with that. Whatever you do will also aid in the magicalness of it all. Okay? So, however you talk and live your life and the positive thinking and stuff that you do, even when it becomes so complicated, even when you're tired and you don't feel like doing it. The moment you do that, everything else will align. Because the worst thing that's going to be, you want to set up tables and ish for no reason, but you're going to get an energy, okay? Because then you don't put these energies, even if you set up a shrine or whatever, you don't put those energies with your ancestors. You don't even put the energies near each other. They go in different places. They are not to be together like that. So that's another thing, right? But as soon as you get them, you need to be able to take care of them and do whatever needs to happen, i.e., certain appeasements, certain foods, certain things you need to say or do. You need to be willing to do that and do it on a consistent basis. Because the moment you drop off, that is the moment that other things drop off in your life. If you're not consistent with the energy, including your ancestors, see this finger? If you're not consistent with those energies, or even your Ori, yourself, then how do you expect them to be consistent with you? So then when they cut stuff off, and you're like, I'm wondering why all this stuff is falling at the wayside. I don't know what's going on. Because you're not consistent. How often do you want somebody to keep coming to you like you the bank? Do you want people to keep coming to you like you're the bank and never putting in a deposit, never giving you your money back? Would you enjoy that? No. So energy operates the same way. Energy begets energy. You give the energy to do things, you receive the energy because you give. Everybody wants to talk about, well, I think they're mad at me for such and such and such. Mad is not mad in the sense that you think. Mad is you dropped off from doing what you were doing, or somebody in your lineage dropped off from doing what they were doing, and they're the ones that called down and said, hey, we're gonna, help each other out. We want this from you if you do this for us, and then you cut it off. Then someone later in your lineage has to be the one to pick it back up. So be mindful what you ask for. Take care of home first, and the rest will come. Stop focusing on the wrong thing. Stop looking to worship something. Look to venerate yourself. Look to venerate your DNA. Then look to have everything else happen because you did those things. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. Stop trying to worship everything. Do you. Be you. Okay? I know people are like, she being so difficult. No, I'm telling you what it is. Without sugarcoating, without trying to create content just to tell you stuff, without keeping you on the hook so that you were led to another sales pitch of some sort, just letting you know, don't waste your time. When you are ready to receive an energy or an icon or something, shoot me a message. Book a consultation and say that's what you want to do. Anybody could do it. You don't even have to have a divination. You just want to receive one day? Okay. That's up to you. But you best be ready to take care of it. It's not like having a dog or a cat. It goes beyond that because it's connected to your spirit and your soul. So, do you. Send me a message. All y'all that see this thing, send me a message. Go on IG. Hit me up. Hey, can you tell me so? Sure. But when you hit me up, you best be serious because it takes a lot of time, energy, and materials to do it. So, do you. You don't have to get on divination. You don't have. I tell y'all that all the time. Other people will make you go through the rigmarole. You must get a divination first. You must so and so. Nope. You feel called. You had a dream. You want to play them games. Okay, fine. Go ahead, contact me. Ask me to find out how much it costs to do whatever the ceremony is, and if it can be done remotely for you, do it remotely. Go ahead and clock out 3.5 to 4 hours of your day, because that's the minimum that it's going to take. And then once you do that, we got you. We'll do all the stuff, and then prepare for us to pay to ship it to you, because it's not going to be cheap. We try to do the cheapest part that we can, depending on what parts we don't have to send. But you have to send all of it. Let us send it, and then let's see what happens. And then you tell me if you were able to keep up and take care of your ancestors and like your ancestors. You tell me if your behind can keep up with them energies. You know what I'm saying, little brother? I got you. I see you, little brothers. I'm just saying. So, you want people to scam you out, tell you have to join an elay, tell you have to do all these things, get this divination, tell you have to do this elbow, then you have to turn it around and get the icon, etc., etc. No, you don't. You can do what you want. But if you don't know how to take care of your ancestors, your ori, i.e., yourself, and all of that good stuff, you can hang that up. I, I'm just telling you. Everybody tell you it's a process, such and such. The same way I tell you, if you want to just learn and do Ifa, practice Isheshe as it is, not as they want it to be. If that's what you want to do and you're called to do it, you will do it. There's no steps or process. Your Ori has already brought you there. Your heart is calling you there. But what you won't get is a bunch of stress for no reason and doing a bunch of extra crap that you don't need to be doing for no reason. But if you feel so guided to do you and you want to do all the extra, knock yourself out. I'm here for it. Y'all know how to find me. I'm just saying. And then stop talking to the people sliding in your DMs. Leave them people alone. That's crazy. Do not send them anything. Or you can, but I'm just saying. All right. I believe I'm done now. I can't roll. I needed this message. I'm glad. Yeah, you better be ready. As a matter of fact, Divine by Design, i.e. Vivian up in here. I talk about her all the time because she did stuff pretty fast. But you go ahead and ask her because she is not initiated in the Jack. Now she's going to be initiated, but she has an energy in her home. And she sort of did them at the same time a little bit, isn't it right, Vivian? You did ancestors and you do your energy in your home. Peace. So she does both, and she knows on a consistent basis. And she doesn't have one of the more complex ones either. And she has one of the more simple ones. But still, consistency. And in that consistency, it doesn't mean that you'll see results right away because people want it to. It doesn't work like that. But I'm telling you, she's seeing results that happen in a weird fashion because we had a discussion about it. So, peace, y'all. My pleasure. My pleasure, Manny. So it's good to see y'all. Thank you for car conversations. It stopped raining, so now I don't have to worry about getting this flat iron here wet. By the way, one day I'm gonna do it without me stretching it so y'all can see. I have a whole TWA. It's like this. You would never think that my hair is is like that when I don't stretch it. I even stretch it when y'all see it in its natural state because if I don't, y'all gonna be like, what happened? Matter of fact, the closest I've come to it is when y'all saw me with my natural ponytail and it looked like, well, dang, what happened to all the hair? Mm-hmm. Telling you. So, very weird ways I have to be open. Yes, it does come in very weird. My pleasure to all of you all. And thank you for letting your energy come here and hear this. And then please go teach this to somebody so they can stop wasting their time. Please, please, I beg of y'all. So they can stop tripping and get their life because somebody they saw online somewhere told them something or somebody told them something else and then they just gonna waste their time. And you don't need no classes to do all that. If you join an elay or a house, or if you join a temple, or you follow behind somebody, they will teach you very well in the general way. Typically, when you join those things, it's almost like having a membership, and then you learn a little bit more with a little bit more sauce behind it. So I'm just like, man, okay, I'm still asking my ancestors if I'm doing, because I don't want them to be mad. Yeah, no, listen, they're not mad because you're trying. Do you know that's the most humbling thing? Think about that. That someone's trying for you, whether they know you or not. That try is more powerful than nothing. Even your thoughts of, hey, I'm just thinking about y'all. I know I don't have a table or anything set up, such and such and such, is more powerful than nothing at all. Your random thank yous, conversations throughout the day, the things that you do in your daily where you're like, man, ancestors, we got to have a talk. That is more powerful of a veneration than doing nothing. Yes, especially if you're the only one in your family doing it. So that's it. I'm so glad, Auntie. Yep. Just keep your life. Stay on track and just remember that. So until next time, you guys, I'm gonna put the cute thumbnail stuff on here or whatever we're gonna do, because right now my face is on this thing. Later. but but share this with people that need to hear it, because I think a whole bunch of people need to hear it. All right. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace to all of you. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for listening to me run my mouth one more time. And thank you for car conversations. We will continue this again. I'm gonna put this on a playlist. It'll probably be under spirituality playlist or something else, because I need to make sure. I know that you are. I need to make sure that this is like there, so that when I'm asked these questions, I could just send it to them, because I think it's needed. All right. So until next time, peace, y'all.